Welcome back, everyone, to more adventures with Russound. I'm Brad Page, and this is Joe Dion. And this time, we're going to take a look at how you actually install and set up the XTS7 touchscreen. So, Joe, without further ado, let's do it.
All right, we're going to do a first-time setup.
Uh-oh.
So we have it installed now.
Right,
this is what it'd be. Yep, this is installed now. So I'm going to take off the screen protector just because its responsiveness is a little better without the screen protector. You could leave it on there for a while, but right now I'm just going to take it off.
Sure.
Just grab the little buddy tab and just peel it off. I like the sound of that.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone.
All right, so now I'm going to
now let's plug it in.
Plug in the power.
And as we had mentioned in a previous video, you can power this through PoE if you're using the Ethernet connection, or if you're using it Wi-Fi with a separate power supply that's not included, but that is an option. All right, so it's been powered up and booted up, and this is our next step, right, Joe?
Right, this is where you start the first time setup. So you just basically hit start. Right, now it's looking for a Wi-Fi connection because right now it's not connected to LAN. So this is showing me what's available, right? I'm going to connect to this network here.
Right, so this is an example of setting it up via Wi-Fi. Obviously, if you're using a hardwired connection, you will be bypassing this part. And we always recommend that you, if when possible, you use a wired connection. But Wi-Fi is an option.
All right, once you've selected your network, put in your password, click connect. So
where are we here?
So this is asking to copy an apps and data. So conceivably, if you had a lot of Android apps on your Google account, you could get those this way. That may take a long time to do if you're on Wi-Fi. I don't recommend it.
And probably a lot of so this will be like apps that you have in your Google account.
Yeah,
that might be on your phone, which you're probably not going to want to have all of those.
You're probably
going to
want to
anyway.
Right. You're probably just going to want to go to the Play Store and pick and choose and re-download some apps. But this is an option. I'm going to select Don't Copy. All right, so this is where it's asking you to sign in with your Google account. If you know your customer's Google account.
Right, and I think that's important to note that this should be your customer's account.
Right.
Not you as the installer, but your customer's account. It's maybe something you want to get from them before you go about setting the system up. If they're not going to be there when you're doing the install, make sure you get this information ahead of time. Or you can skip it and come back to it later, right, Joe?
Right. Well, I'm going to skip it now. Mm-hmm. And what's going to happen is when we go to the Google Play Store to add an app,
at that point, you'll need to add,
you have to have a Google account to get the Play Store, just as if you had an Android
So
phone.
essentially, sooner or later, your customer is going to need to add their Google info. You can do it here, or you can do it later.
Right, and I'll show you that later. So right now, I'm going to skip it. Skip account. Skip. All right, and this is just some service agreements for you to read.
Everybody reads those, right, Joe? Yep. No one's ever skipped those.
Yeah, you can toggle off statistic reportings and things like that. There,
okay. So if you don't want to share the info,
this is something that people have asked about. Can you set a lock screen? The answer is yes, and here you do it right in the initial setup. Now, the thing to do is to remember what it is, because if
very important.
Yes, because if you forget what your lock screen password is, you can't undo it.
Right. There's no way to reset this in the field. You would have to send this unit all the way back to Russound. We would have to do it. You do not want to do that.
So it is a lock. It's a true lock. So once you've placed that,
right. So
remember it.
Write it down. Remember it.
Yeah, just remember it. So I'm not going to Actually, I'll set a 2 2 2 2. I'll set a lock screen for that, and then it asks you to do it again just to make sure that's what you want. So I'm going to set it. And there it is. There's our home screen.
Thanks for watching.